Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to OTL Racing here on Twitch for the start of another GT3 season on Assetto Corsa Competizione. So again on PC, console stuff hopefully starting soon when private lobbies are available, but yes, here tonight at Nurburgring in Germany for round number 1 of season number 4. And yeah, really looking forward to tonight, some good strong field again. And, yeah, it should be good. I think it's a fun track to see some battling round as well. Evening J Hig, evening Nega, hope you are both well. So yeah, just in practice at the moment. Another 5 minutes or so I'd imagine before they start qualifying. And then yeah, we have hour-long races in season number 4. We have a 10-minute pit window in the middle. And yeah, and I believe, double checking, yeah, 15-minute qualifying. So 15 minutes to get a time in qualifying. Find yourself a bit of space. And hopefully go and show them what they can do. So just in practice at the moment. Quickest time so far has been set by Killian Ryan Meanin, I believe. We have Elvin Smith in here with us as well. I believe he's here. Yeah, no, so he's here this evening. So Mr. Wolf. Yeah, Sharpie's one of the most consistent quick drivers I think we've got here, so it'll be interesting to see how he does. Let's go with another car on track at the moment. Watch a bit of Matt Acton here. Lovely looking motor. So he's taking the V8 Vantage. Often find him in an Aston Martin on here and seems to enjoy it. And seems to go pretty well too. As I say, he's definitely come up as advantage on the roster, so he's going to either change it to a Porsche. Or, yeah, just either a last minute change or the game's not going to be the right driver. We'll find out, one of the two. Let's double check. Yes, it's going to. Oh, that's weird. So, hang on, look, I'm double clicking on Acton and it goes to. Yeah, it goes to Schmid. Oh, that's peculiar. I might have to reconnect my broadcasting tool. Let's try that again. Huh. That's weird. Right, let's hope that's not a problem during the race. let's hope that's not swapping to different drivers to the name. Let's try it out. Let's see if we can swap to Kieran Sharp. Stream cloud. Right, that's not good, is it? That's very weird. Actually, let's start that up again. Did think that was a bit peculiar. How odd. So is it playing games with me? I hope not. But yeah, it's loaded very slowly, but yeah, we'll have to cross our fingers and hope it's okay. Let's see now. So this should be... Yeah, won't change at all. Oh, interesting. Okay, so there's definite issues my end. Might need a quick server restart. You can see a couple of cars here in the same pit box as well. That might be why it was causing problems earlier. But yeah, no, it's going to be an interesting championship, this for sure. There's Brill Schmid out on track still. Oh, nice, now it's changing completely on its own. Right, yes, I think I'm going to have to quickly restart this. Because that's not going to be very usable during the race, I can tell you that. But whatever that looked like, I'd imagine. What monstrosity was. Yeah, how very weird. Yeah, so... I think I'm going to need to leave the server and rejoin. That's annoying, but I think it's the only choice I've got. Now, I won't disappear. I won't go off to... I won't bring up the music again. I'll stay here and chat while we join in. Yeah, that's only happened to me once before. I won't restart the game. We'll hope that this works. Can't really mind too much. The technology involved and everything. It does happen sometimes. So let's have a look. Does it work? Should do now. So... that should be Daniel Coxon, hopefully on board with him this time. Let's see if we can change the Schmid properly. Yep, lovely. Could he mind meaning in the bits? Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. Oh, lime green. Apple bubblegum, that reminds me of. Apple Hubba Bubba. Anyone of a certain age might remember that. Janos Wenzel in the Lexus. Interesting to see how he'll do tonight. We've got Elvin Smith. So THR Wolf in top spot at the moment, and quite a clear way top on free practice as well. 54.4. All going to be about the consistency in this race, but we know we know how good he is. So, yeah, whether he'll be able to produce that tonight will be fun to see. So yeah, should be okay now. Should be able to change to the drivers I want. Let's go and find Matt Acton quickly and just double check he was in the car we thought he was in. Looks like we have 32 drivers with us this evening. So that will be maybe 4 that have signed up, and I aren't here at the moment. And if we don't hear from them, they'll just be removed. Yeah, they're not going to take it seriously. Then that's it's up to them. Yeah, quality 4. I was going to say, I know he's quick, but Brian Meenan's not exactly pedestrian, is he? Let's be honest. I'm really looking forward to that fight at the front. I think especially if Kieran Sharp can drive well at the front, you know, get a good quali. He showed last season when he got a good quali, he was right up the top, and could be pretty hard to live with, and definitely can mix it with the rest of them. So let's quickly go on board with Acton. Just double check. Yep, good, lovely. So he is in the number 444 Aston Martin, as I did think he was. Got a lovely another livery. Let's see here, that yellow McLaren of Luka Amanovic. So that's Amax in the Discord. We've seen him in a few bits and bobs that we've done before on Project Cars. Awesome to have him back amongst us. We've got Brugera as well. Where is it? Brujnara. How do I say his name? I have to ask him that. Mattia Brunara. So that's Panda, I believe. So again, done multiple championships with us too. So it's great to have some new drivers taking part in this championship. Some that have been in OTL for quite a long time. Let's see, where is Tam? Tam, no. Yeah, I was going to say, I bet it's plain white. It is. It's going to stick with the same one that it was in the... using for the evaluation races the last couple of weeks. Nice and simple sometimes. Everyone goes a bit nuts on the liveries, but I don't mind that. I really, really don't mind that, because everyone goes, oh, I've got colours and everything's chrome, and yeah, very easily done.
Green light, go, go, go.
So it's nice when someone just has a plain car, I think. I don't know what you guys think, what you guys like, but I think it works quite well. So right, off into qualifying, 15 minutes. First qualifying of the season. So season number 4. We will have a new champion as well. ADA's not taking part in season number 4. So let's go on board with... So we've got Stu McLeod. He's in the... not fast, just furious. A very apt team name for you, Stu. So he's in the number 27 Porsche. Quite like this livery as well. Nice dark colour scheme. So again, no, he's got pace. Didn't really live up to that last season. Had a few mares. Was best friends with the head steward as well. But I think that came from a bit too... he was slightly desperate to try and make up for the issues he was having with the car, and it just, did not work out well for him. So I know he can improve. Ooh, look, a bot. We don't get those very often. And block. Oh, it's weird. Can I? Oh no, I can. There we are. Ban. Lovely. Very weird. Evening, Tam. Good luck this evening. Looking forward to seeing how you fare. Like an hours long race, so yeah, got to keep it solid, keep it consistent. Oh, that took like 4 minutes of the first stream of the season for a spam message. We very rarely get those. How weird. Evening, Johnny. Evening. Hope you're all doing well. So everyone on an outlap at the moment. You can actually see. Let's have a look. You've got the track map here. So I think all those grey dots are on. I believe those grey dots are on a fast lap. Well, can they be? I'm not sure they can be yet. Oh, that's not quite how. Stu trying to warm his tyres. Didn't quite go to plan, unfortunately. So. Yes, good start to the season for you there, Stu. Oh, look at that. So, talking about shiny cars, Dan Sedley here gone for the full-on reflective, different shades of green there, very natural tones. Lovely stuff. Interesting to see how he handles it this season. So, he was in the AMG last season, as was Stu McLeod. Both hopped into different cars now, Porsche and Ferrari for Sedley. Do like a good colour scheme, makes my job easier. Evening again. See, and I know you are now as well, by the way, Citizen Eli. Good to I'm glad you enjoyed last night as well. It was cool to see you supporting the familam. I'm not going to say that again. Supporting the family. I'm too old to say familam. A bit like your dad, really. Yeah, hope you're doing well though. I'm sure. Looking forward to seeing how he does this evening too. So, safely over the line. So we should see some times coming through soon. There's a few cars that have left the pit slightly later. Let's go on board with Killian Ryan Meanin. Now there's Bright and there's Bright. I do love a livery like that. Can't miss it if I was stood 10 million miles away. That really. That could be in a separate solar system and I think I'd still be able to point it out. So, Killian, well known for driving the Porsche wherever he races pretty much. And very, very strongly is in it too. So, it'll go fascinating to see how they all fare tonight. So, first race of the season. It's only a 10-minute pit window. So, when between the 25th and 35th minute, everyone is required to pit. No matter if they pitted before. So, you do need to try and keep it clean. So we have our first time in. Elvin Smith through already with a 54.861. What does Killian do? It's a 55.590. So 3/4 of a second back at the moment. Brunara in third. Definitely going to have to ask him how to pronounce that. Wenzel in fourth. We've got Newman in fifth. Scott Nichols in sixth. We've got Kieran Sharp up into second already. He's in the Aston Martin this season. Come from the Porsche to the Aston this year. Adam Stepperhens, or Stevens as we like to call him. have to fix that after the race. So he's about a tenth quicker than Kieran Sharp and Killian Ryan Meanin. So that's a good first lap, but Elvin Smith cracking that first of all. But I'm sure there's some improvements to come here for sure. Got Luka Amanovic up in fifth at the moment, so good to see him back amongst it with us. I think he took part in season 2 and possibly season 1 as well. But no, he's raced with OTL quite a long time. Great bloke. And a bloody quick driver too. So it'll be interesting to see how all of these guys at the top improve on their lap times. Ryan Meanin and Stevens both improving by a fair chunk at the moment. Let's go back on board with Ryan Meanin. Currently half a second up, but so is Adam Stevens and so is Elvin Smith. Kieran Sharp a few tenths up on his best lap as well. But now everyone at the top improving. Just getting into a rhythm. Starting to pump those laps in. Nurburgring, lovely circuit. I think it suits these sort of cars well personally. Not everyone's a fan. It's like everything, you'll get some tracks that some prefer and some hate and vice versa. So Ryan Milligan coming up over the line. So look at that Elvin Smith improvement there, 154.396. So he is going to be hard to beat this evening. Let's go on board with Kieran Sharp though as he comes over the line. Very OTL on brand. Aston that is. Paul goes up into second, 8.5 tenths back. Adam Stevens as well just behind him. And did not improve in the end. Killian Ryan Milligan, no, as I said, doing fairly well. Luka Romanovic and Brunera in the pits. Let's go on board with Joe LaCour. See how he fares. So he's just coming up to another car. So yeah, that's he's giving it welly on that previous lap. And yeah, thought best to get in and start again. Brendan Schmid. So we saw him a little bit on the practice session. Yeah, so we're really fascinated to see how a lot of these drivers fare. So quite a few that are very familiar to us. Bit of a mix from last season and new drivers as well. So let's just stand by with Brennan for a little bit and see how he fares. So just coming down the hill now towards this hairpin. Nice and patient on the throttle, doesn't wait to go too early. They're very nicely done that by Brennan. Coming up to the Schumacher S. Again, got to be patient on that entry, get a good exit, been let go by the car in front. Good stuff. Always good to see that kind of awareness. Trying to use as much of the track as possible, especially in qualifying. There's a different art to it. You can get people who are good in races and feel comfortable being consistent at race pace, but putting in cracking qualifying laps, not as easy. Not everyone has that in their locker. Something that sometimes you have to teach yourself. Just be willing to be a little bit more risky, a little bit more risk taking. Because sometimes it's just people being a bit too risk averse and being worried about spinning, which is in qualifying really not too much of a problem. In race, absolutely. So it comes round towards the line now. So does he improve? 1.5 seconds back. I think it might even just be an out lap, but yeah, it looks smooth. You can see he's still got decent pace with him. Very close at the moment, just 3 thousandths behind Daniel Sedgley. Elvin Smith back out on track, 154.396. Down board with him for a little bit in that evil-looking black AMG, number 181. So yeah, 8 tenths clear at the moment. So clearly has some superb pace, but how that will fare in the league itself, in the race situations, you know, you do still have to make sure you're not making mistakes and making errors. Doesn't take too much to lose a gap. You can be 5-6 tenths a lap quicker, but if you're making a mistake every now and again. So he's going to have to make sure he's consistent to make the most of that time. But yeah, we all know how fast he is and everything we've seen him driving up till now. Let's go on board with Jonas Wenzel, German driver in the Lexus in the 313. So start taking part in our GT4 races and sign up for this GT3 league as well. And doing well so far, 5th place. Very tight mid-pack as it always is in these championships. About 3 or 4 tenths covering about 7 or 8 places at the moment there. But yeah, looking consistent, looking solid, and 5th, very, very good so far. Brunara in 6th. Eric Newman, another newcomer, has done these recent races. But his first proper league with us. Currently in 8th, just coming down to the line. Might make up a few positions here as well. A couple of tenths up, and he does, pops it up to 5th. Actually, Daniel O'Brien had just popped up into 5th as well. So yeah, it's so close in that mid-pack. Oh, lovely. Yeah, making full use. I apologise, it's my god-awful voice coming out of it, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. You spent all the money on the TV, so this is just what you've got to put up with for commentary, I'm afraid. But nice, hope it looks good. Buying that PC was worth it for me to make sure it's nice and smooth at your end. So yeah, it's going to be some cracking racing. The Killian Ryan Milligan improved his time as well, just under 6 tenths now, so he's jumped up quite a bit. So 0.585 between him and the lead. A 54.396 still from Elvin Smith being the time at the top of the tower. And with Daniel O'Brien. Oh, a lovely looking thing. And as I go to him, he ditches it into the wall. I've got a habit of timing it like that, haven't I? I'm terrible. Let's go on board with Andrew Pike. So in another driver in the advantage. Ah, that's not bad. Ah, that's all good. No, I'm glad you're enjoying it though. As always, really appreciate you coming and stopping by. It means a lot. Tom will be here chatting totally to myself all evening. It's a bit disheartening when that happens, but you know, no, really appreciate it. So I think Pike just on an outlap at the moment. Let's go on board with Coleman Corkery. So from SBR Racing is in the advantage as well. So quite a few Astons here tonight. Down in 17th at the moment, 2 seconds off the pace, although 2 seconds off of Elvin Smith is, I mean, that's not bad, let's be honest. Fish and Tam, lovely. Yeah, the old Xbox contingent. I say old Xbox contingent. Fish and I don't think, well, they're both still doing it, I think, aren't they? So that's pretty cool. So let's see at the moment where is Andrew Pike. Actually, I was going to go on with him a little bit ago. Yeah, no, it did, didn't I? Never mind. Yep, just remembered. Tam up into 18th now, actually, just behind Coleman. Let's go back on board with Coleman for a little bit. So it's 4/10 gap there, actually. Coleman only a tenth or two in front of him. He's got Acton and Daniel Coxon. He's got Tam Hamill is nearly 4/10 back, actually, at the moment. So there's quite a gap there between that mid-pack and the bunch behind. Got David Martin. Got another very simple livery, but actually really rather nice, that, if I'm honest. I think that's really, really pretty. Nice and simple, not overblown, not overly adventurous on the colours and the materials. No, very nice there. Did you hear that, David? Thoroughly approved of your car there. Lovely looking thing. So interesting to see how he goes as well tonight. Very close between himself, Scott Nichols and Tam Hamill on the board. We've got Ash Gledel as well. So Scott Nichols here in the Ferrari, number 117. Let's go on board with Brunara. So 1.2 seconds off of the lead at the moment. One pops it up into second. Look at that for a lap. So a 1:54.885 puts him up into second position. That's a great drive from him there in the Lexus. So most of the Lexuses look the same on here, as you are only able to do so much with it, unfortunately, for licensing reasons, I believe. That's a great lap. He'll be over the moon about that. So it's going to be up to the drivers behind to see if they can improve now. We've only got a minute and a bit left. Coleman up into 9th position now as well. Look at how close that is between himself, Eric Newman, Daniel O'Brien, Stu McLeod and Jonas Fenzel as well. There's just over a tenth between the 5 of them. I mean, Newman, O'Brien, Corkery and McLeod, yeah, 3/4 of a tenth. So we're talking tiny margins being, you know, the difference between 4 spots really between the 2 rows. So great stuff. And Coleman Corkery is up by a good chunk on this lap, about half a second. Elvin Smith is into the pit, so he is done. Everyone else is still out on track though. Yellow flag out as well, so that's someone going wide probably, going into the gravel. Putting it in the kitty litter. Okay, Kieran Minning now 3.5 tenths back. Kieran Sharp, third, just over 4 tenths back, so they're all improving now. They're trying to take this fight to Elvin. Be interesting to see if any of them can improve. We'll stay on board with Coleman though, coming through to the end of his lap, because he is up by a fair old chunk. He's got a chance, to be honest. If he doesn't lose any time on this final corner, we could be looking at very possibly, I think it was front row at first, but not now. I think it'll be front 2 rows, so we could get up ahead of Brunara. I don't think it will now though. Yeah, just lost a bit of time in that last part of the lap. Up to 5th though. Kieran Sharp is done. He is in the pits, but qualifies 3rd. I think he'll be fairly content with that. Ryan Min now in 2nd. Not up on his time currently though, so I wonder if he'll be calling it a day soon. A lot of gravel there, trying to push as hard as he can. A couple of tenths down on his time at the moment. Most drivers now at the top coming into the pits. Killian's 3 tenths down on his lap, so I don't think this will be much coming of this. No one really out there at the moment improving on their laps. I think they're just about there. Honestly, mate, that's not bad, Tam. It's going to take a little while to get used to it. Honestly, this is different gravy to what you're... This will take... Just to acclimatise, mate. Don't worry about pushing to it. Just... We've seen drivers like coming in your pace. They take a little bit of time to get used to it. They get used to the pace of the other drivers that are around. just they take it easy and then they push and they start getting quicker and quicker in like middle of the season, end of the season. They're miles further forward. But yeah, honestly, be patient at the start. And there's Killian just parking under the camera. Lovely shot. So yeah, it didn't quite work out for him to improve at the end. Who else is still out? Luka Romanovic. Nope, he is done. Jonas Fenzel is coming around the final corner. Not improving though, so he will probably stay in 12th. But yeah, just a bit of patience. I think you'll be fine. So you drove well last week. That's some good stuff, that. And well done everybody there. So that is qualifying done. And we're off to the grid. So 3 minutes now. Drive, there we go, lovely. So look how many cars that is. So we have 32 with us tonight. So Rob Lovelace, not quite worked out for him. Don't know what happened to him in qualifying, or if he was able to get a lap in at all. Yeah, good luck, Tam. Good luck, dude. Yeah, but he's ended up at the back. Let's have a look for him from Halicam. So yeah, big old Bentley. He's gone for the Bentley in this league in the end. Wondered if he'd go for the Beamer, as he's been racing a few odd car choices, but no, he's gone for the Bentley. But yeah, doesn't look like he was able to get a lap in. So I'm not sure if there was an issue there, or if just fancy starting from the back. I do not know. But yeah, we have Elvin Smith at the front. Killian Ryman to his left. We've got Kieran Sharp and Brunara on row 2. Colin Corkery and Stu McLeod 5th and 6th. Adam Stevens, or Stepperhens as I might call him this evening. And Brennan Schmid in 7th and 8th. We had Luka Romanovic and Eric Newman on row 5, rounding out the top 10. Oh, you keep getting disconnected. Weird. What is it? Why is it? You never really had tech problems like that. That's odd though. Yeah, I don't think that's an issue our end. I hope not. You're probably getting the sort of luck I was getting with tech issues recently. Does happen, unfortunately. Yeah, so we've got Daniel O'Brien, Jonas Fenzel on row number 6. We've got Andrew Pipe, Daniel Sedgley, row 7. We've got Joe LaCour and Matt Acton, row 8 in 14th, in 15th and 16th. Daniel Coxon, Tam Hamill 17th and 18th. With Ash Gledel and Sebastian Magato in 19th and 20th. We then have David Martin and Scott Nichols 21st and 22nd. Martin Legg next to Salmon Saud in 23rd and 24th. Pelicano and Bouche in 25th and 26th. I believe that's an all French row. Cumberbatch and De Wolf in 27th and 28th. Jovan Kovacic and Martin Hoshire 29th and 30th. And then we have Luca Martin and Rob Lovelace at the rear of the pack. Yeah, good luck, Fish. Yes, don't worry. If they don't keep it tidy, they'll be getting a right old rollicking after the race. Don't you worry. Anyone doing something really, really stupid in this race will be getting removed. Pretty much without, like, we've got a no BS tolerate. Like anything like really, really silly where we think you just haven't got the skill level to try to not cause crashes, stupid crashes like that, then we pull people. Because it's only fair on everyone else. If they've been really, really clean and they do something silly, and you're like, right, well, you've been cleaning everything else you've done, that's a rarity, then fair enough. But yeah, newcomers, you've very much got to try and just keep it clean and impress. So we don't worry about pace, it's all about cleanliness on track. So 3-minute countdown is up, and Elvin Smith moves away for the formation lap. So yeah, it's a track I'm quite fond of. It's a good track. I think it should provide some decent racing. Nice massive braking zone into turn 1, that always ends well, so that'll be interesting to see how that goes. So Kieran Sharp in that bright orange Aston Martin. Do love a car that's easy to spot like that. The Lexus of Brunaro behind him, so that's a great qualifying for Brunaro. First league he's done with us on ACC. Actually, it's the first race he's done with us on ACC. So they are ghosted on the formation lap, so that won't cause him too many issues. As long as he gets it right at the end of the formation lap when they form up, everything will be okay. I wonder how many of them try to be like, oh, I don't want to touch the car. It's like, no, you're ghosted, don't panic. Colin Corkery as well, first league race he's done here. Good quality as well, really put himself amongst it right at the front. And qualifying as far forward as you can in a grid of this size is the utmost importance. You have a poor qualifying and end up mid-pack or further back, you're just more likely to get involved in things, especially when your speed is very different to the cars around you. That speed discrepancy can show up issues. You're more likely to see incidents. But yeah, I do like this full GP layout of Nurburgring coming down towards the hairpin now. So halfway through the lap, through the Dunlop hairpin. And come around towards the Schumacher S's. So I'm a big fan of this section. When you've got it nailed and you're on it and the car feels good, I really enjoyed that section personally. One of those parts of the track that when you're on it, you just nail it. It's there's no better feeling. And then they've just got a couple of more corners. We've got the little kink coming down towards the hairpin, and then we should be pretty much ready to go. Hopefully no one's making a mess of the formation lap. So it's coming to the left and right. The Michelin curve and the Warsteiner curve. And then this brings them down the hill. So as you can see here, you come back up towards the fast chicane, I believe it is, they take here. And that comes down towards the final corner. So not long to go now until we get underway. So really looking forward to this. We've had some great racing in our previous seasons, had some great racing in our GT4 league as well. That sign-up will be open in the next couple of days. We just need to sort a couple of technical things. Evening Chaos, good to see you. Yeah, Tam and Fish. So Fish in 13th, Tam back in 18th at the moment, that's no mean feat by the way, because the pace in these leagues is strong. So that's really, I'm impressed to be honest with how Tam's taken to PC and the ACC leagues. Very impressive. If he gets quicker, he'll be a right handful to take part with. Hard to beat. So they're all just about to form up to the rear of the pack. So they're just sorting themselves out. They'll just be doing as they're being told by their little widget on the screen. Hopefully they will all get it right. Do hope so. We'll find out in a second. But hopefully they all keep it clean. So helicopter cam watching them down to turn, all the way down to turn number 1. And as they hit the line, it will be green, and they are go. Elvin Smith makes no mistakes on the start. He'll want to cover off Killian Ryan Meenan nice and early there. Will Killian try and come to the inside? Will hang it out around the outside. Elvin will just go in the middle of the track, try and shut off any possible angle of attack. Killian Sharp coming to the inside as well, trying to keep the inside of Brunara. Good drive from them. We have a drive through for David Martin further back, so that's a shame, but again that just means he didn't stick to the speed rules. Do have a slight collision between cars number 18 and 18 and oh, hang on, there is quite a bit going on here. Let's try and find this. So there's been a few little bits of car contact. So on the streaming tool, if cars touch each other, it says accident. So you go, oh no, there's been a crash. But by the looks of things, actually, there's just a bit of door bumpy, a bit of rubbing racing, nothing more than that. So hopefully that's all that's happened, and then we're keeping it clean at the start of the race. A little bit of a fast entry there for one of the cars further back, but yeah, it doesn't look like we've got anyone horrendously out of position. Streaming tool's gone a bit mad. Wait for it to sort itself out. So go back up front. So Killian Ryan Meenan, yep, they are still first and second, and they are making good headway already as well. Killian just trying to hang on to the coattails of Elvin. Elvin just trying to get away very early doors. Got Carmen Corky down to 5th. Brunara doing a good job of holding off Kieran Sharp, you can see here. So it says hour-long race, 10-minute pit window in the middle of the race, so 25 minutes in. They'll have a 10-minute pit window, and they have to pit. I believe it's a mandatory tyre change as well. Oh, Kieran Sharp very close to the back of Brunara. So wrong camera. That's the one I was looking for. We'll take Rusty, but I'm just a bit rubbish. Pro streamer. That's what they all say. So great start for Brunara in 3rd at the moment. So strong showing on his first ACC lap here in the OTL leagues. Oh, Sharp hitting that apex nicely behind him though. So he does have to be careful here. Kieran Sharp is a very consistent, very quick driver. Well, hopefully that's just a little bit of internet twitching. So this ping's all right on the race graphics. I'm not sure if that's happening for Kieran Sharp. It's a bit weird that his car's doing that. So this ping looks fine. I really hope they don't have. You really hope that he's not going to have any issues with that, because then he'd have to be asked to drop out of the race, and he's up in third at the moment, so that would be a crying shame. So hopefully that's just a very brief issue. So let's go further back. We've still got Rob Lovelace with us, so it looks like he might have had something happen. Car number 118, possibly with Mr. Jovan Kovacic. I think they are off the back of the pack at the moment, so he's going to have to fight his way through now. Which is a shame, but again, we know he's got decent pace. So Stu McLeod, he's clearly got involved in something. So we had a few issues earlier with this timing screen went absolutely berserk on the streaming tool. So it was impossible for me to click on anybody, and everyone was moving around like the clappers. So I think it was around then he's probably got caught up in something. Down in 24th at the moment. We've got to be very careful there. Definitely a little nudge on the cart in front. Doesn't want to get caught up in anything silly. But yeah, the cars in front of him aren't far away, so there's still plenty of positions he could be making up here. He knows he's got the pace, so it's just going to be about patience here and not making any silly mistakes, not going anything he shouldn't do. He's got Andrew Pike up in 14th. He's got the chain of cars in front of him. He's got Daniel Sedgley and Matt Acton. He's got Luka Romanovic as well. He's down in 11th now. So we have a few positional changes. A few people not having the greatest start, possibly making their own mistakes. I'm sure we'll have the odd thing with people getting involved in bits and bobs here and there as well. But yeah, train of cars in front of him. He'll want to try and keep tabs on those, not let them get away. It's a long race, only 5 minutes in at the moment. I didn't feel confident there under his brakes. There did very much look like, oh, and there's a little tap on the back of that car, but yeah, just I think that spinning. So what was that? That was the Lexus by the looks of things. So who would that have been? That would have been Jonas Fenzel. Oh, and that's off in the back. That's Luka Romanovic. So what happened there? Was that a tap from someone? Let's see. Or was that his own spin? Oh, no, it's his own spin. Oh, no. Oh, could the other cars avoid him? Oh, do you know what? He did a brilliant job there. I think that was Acton. Yeah, that's just, it's got on the, what would you call it? The AstroTurf. And the cars looked for some grip and it didn't find any, which is a shame. So down in 11th. So he's not lost too much. Matt Acton said behind him, no, he's up the road, so there's timing waiting for him to go through the next timing line, and that will update. Let's see how they're doing up top though. Killian Ryan Meanin, they are not hanging around, are they, at all? Holding on to the back of Elvin Smith. So these guys are going to be right up there, you'd imagine. Oh, Elvin Smith, I thought he'd lost it there off the curb, but he is okay. So Porsche versus AMG. Great start on their first 2.5 laps. Clearly got some great pace, up in the 154.7s, his best lap so far already for Elvin Smith. Or Killian maybe before. Just having a look there, but nothing happening quite yet. Doesn't need to go for anything too early. Brunara still holding off Kieran Sharp nicely. Coleman Corkery there as well, coming back into that. Kieran Sharp looking around the outside. He knows he needs to make a move on Mattia if he's to get past and try and catch up with Ryan Meanin and Elvin Smith. We know Kieran Sharp has good pace, but clearly these guys around him are pretty rapid too. Coleman Corkery as well. And then we look the long way round into turn 1. Kieran Sharp absolutely nails that apex, just slots it lovely behind that Lexus in front. But no, they're driving very consistently. That's letting Adam Stevens as well join the fight. Looks like he's an honorary flat-out member tonight as well, the purple and green. With Matt Acton as well. Brendan Schmid as well, just behind them. So that fight, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. Not too much space between them. Joe LaCour, you can see in the background, in 8th at the moment, trying to get away from Eric Newman. And you've got Daniel Sedgley, let's find him here. So he's just behind Acton. He's got Pike just behind him, and then Wenzel just a little bit off at the moment in that Lexus. Oh, heckle away by all means. That's gutting. Damn it, I like seeing you race, Rob. I'm gutted when that happens to you. God damn it. I hope it's just an internet issue like your end, if you know what I mean. I don't think it's anything our end, because the Panda's had the odd twitchy moment, but other than that, I think his car is okay now. Let's see. So his ping was okay last time we checked. I was just doing some weird stuff earlier, but no, it looks alright now. But yeah, really gutted, man. Really, really gutted, Rob. Love watching you drive. Ah, right, yeah, I had that yesterday. Was that yesterday or the day before? I had that yesterday, 5 minutes after I stopped streaming the Goodwood. Goodwood stream. Which was well timed. If it happened 20 minutes earlier, I'd have been annoyed. But yeah, I think it's just one of those nights, isn't it? Where it depends on the local area and all that. So these guys are giving it a great race at the moment. Only half a second between them after their first 3 or 4 laps. But great driving from these two. Some superb pace. In the mid 154s. No one even close to matching that at the moment. So where's Luka Romanovic? He's definitely having problems. Down in 23rd now, so that might be due to that spin earlier. That might be his true position after that had all been said and done. Lega and Stu just had a crunch. That's not what I wanted to hear. Let's go and have a look. So where's Lega? So Lega's down in 28th. Where's Stu? He is up. Where is Stu? Stu is 27th, so just in front of him. Yeah, that's a bit of a crunch. Let's have a look then. Let's see if we can catch it. Oh yeah, no, I can't go back far enough, unfortunately. I won't be able to after this, anyways. Yeah, so there's something's definitely happened there. For Lega to end up sat looking the wrong way. So I'm sure there's going to be something reportable there, to be honest. You don't normally end up in that sort of situation without there being something like that. But yeah, that's a shame. So Stu's, yeah, not making good on that pace he had from qualifying, unfortunately. He had an issue early on, I'd imagine, has dropped back, and then yeah, just getting caught up in a bit that, yeah, he would probably want to avoid, unfortunately. So Leg down in 28th now, a couple of positions behind him. So top 2 still out on their own. Brunera done well, just trying to drop Kieran Sharp a little bit, and has done well. We've got Coleman Corkery all over the back of Adam Stevens. Adam Stevens has got up into 5th position now, it looks like. Coleman Corkery trying to nick it back though. Coming up the inside, he's got the pace, and yeah, he'll slot in behind. Just about makes it over both apexes, I think. Bit bumpy, but he got round. So, some good driving going on by these guys so far. I said there has been a few incidents, and that will be looked afterwards. Oh, Brennan missing his braking zone by a country mile there. Does well, just gets out of the way, avoids everyone in front, moves to the side of the track. Does not want to avoid ruining anyone else's race. Kevin Sharp just trying to latch onto the back of Brunera and then make a move, and just struggling to do so at the moment. When he's getting close, he's just not able to get quite close enough. I mean, either way, a good top 3, top 4 finish will be some good points. Still got the pit stops to come into play as well in just under 15 minutes' time. Coleman Corkery just over 2 seconds back as well, so they don't need to worry about him yet. It might become a concern if they hold each other up. Corkery might come towards them. But solid driving from them so far. Ryan Meenan getting very close to Elvin Smith. Elvin having to go on the defensive. And Ryan Meenan going a little bit wide. But yeah, he's all over the back of that AMG. He definitely knows he's there. Elvin Smith definitely, all he can see is a bright green Porsche in his mirrors. And that's all that Killian needs to do now. Just try and keep him honest. Try and force the mistake. Not necessarily have to try and get around him. Elvin, no. Very, very experienced. Doubt he'll be making any silly errors. But hey, you've got to try. You've got to make sure you're keeping your pace on point and not making any mistakes because you're pushing too hard. But yeah, solid driving from these two so far. So almost nothing between them. You can go back to Brunera, still on to 3rd. Kieran Sharp in 4th. Corkery back in 5th. Still just over 2 seconds back. Adam Stevens behind them in 6th. Brennan Schmid 7th. We've got Joe LaCour in 8th. Bit of a gap back to Eric Newman at the moment in 9th. Matt Acton in a bit of his own space on track at the moment. Well, I actually said that. He's got Daniel Sedley not far behind now in that very, very shiny Ferrari. Andrew Pike just behind. So doing his best to latch onto the back. Oh, Matt Acton there, and Sedley getting very close. Sedley nailing that corner. Matt Acton looked like he had a poor entrance. Some solid driving from them so far. So Pike just wanted to join this fight. You can see he's just a little bit off at the moment, just under a second back from Sesley. He'll want to be closing in. Tam Hamill up in 14th at the moment. Next car up the track from him is Janos Wenzel. Again, just not able to quite latch onto the back of them at the moment. He's got Magato though and Daniel Coxon right in behind. Salman Sword in 17th. Ash Gledel, you can see him just behind here. Formula Ding Dong is his team name. Ash Gledel. In 18th, he's got Daniel O'Brien just behind him in 19th, so not the race Daniel O'Brien was hoping for. Hasn't quite worked out, so he's gone for the Bentley this championship. Very brave choice. Don't know if I said it was an Aston earlier. I might have said that was an Aston earlier. Just so was in my head was just so hell bent on it being an Aston, didn't take much notice. No, definitely a Bentley. Looks like it might be struggling a little bit. Might be regretting that choice now, wishing he'd stuck in the Aston. We've got Sebastian Busch up in 20th at the moment, doing well. So making good headway, making use of those cars around him having a few issues as well. Scott Nichols and Dean Cumberbatch in 22nd. Yes, Jim McLeod back in 23rd. So he's been involved in a couple of scrapes. Luca Martin, nice shiny looking car still. In 24th, the Belgian driver. Martin Legg trying to hold off Anthony Pellicano at the moment. So AMG versus Ferrari. Actually, next three cars behind him are all Ferraris. So you've got Pellicano there. And you've got Sebastian De Wolf in 27th. The other Belgian driver, just get a little bit loose off of that gravel when he put his power down, but just about rescued it. Luka Romanovic. So yeah, he's had a bit of a nightmare this race so far, considering the pace he's showed. So just as I said, it's all about consistency. You can be quick, but you need to be consistent. Oh, and there's that. Number 20, so that is David Martin. So again, he's someone who's clearly had a couple of issues. Lovely looking car, gets past Hoshar. So Hoshar down to 30th now. We've got Jovan Kovacic, let's say that again, Jovan Kovacic, the Serb. Just come around the final corner, a little bit off at the moment, but again, as long as he's been nice and clean and everything, we don't mind. It's not about pace, it's all about awareness and being clean. So as long as he's using it as all practice, all using it as practice and just improving and being aware, then we can't complain. So there's a bit of a gap now, just a few tenths between Elvin and Killian. Come around the final turn. So 10 minutes left now until the pit window opens. So 15 minutes gone now. First quarter of the race is through, and those two have been glued to each other from the start. Does look like Kieran Sharp though. Look at this. Yeah, he's cleared Brunari now. So it'll be very interesting to see Kieran Sharp's pace now that he's cleared Brunari. He's going to definitely feel like that held him up, but that's fair enough. Brunari did a great job of holding him back. He's now got to try and hold Coleman Corkery back. Corkery driving well. Up in 5th at the moment, on for some good points. Brennan Schmid in 6th. Just trying to close the gap. 3.5 back at the moment, no. But still driving very well. 2 seconds clear nearly of the pack behind. Joe LaCour is the next car back in the Audi. 1.9 seconds back. He's got Adam Stevens though, not far behind him. You see here. So you're going to see Brendan Schmid up the road, so he's not, even though it says 3.5 seconds, just the way this track is, that doesn't mean out of sight, so still very much in his mind, doesn't feel like he's completely got away, still not far enough away that a mistake would, stop him falling back multiple positions. So there's still some good points to be had here and still position changes to be seen. He's very close now to Apex nicely as well. Brakes later clearly than Joe LaCour in front, but both took it nicely. Got Newman, so in a bit of a space of his own now. He's got Matt Acton and Daniel Sesley behind him. You still see Pike and Wenzel as well, 12th and 13th. So those four of them still fairly close knit. Not much between them at all. And we've got Tam Hamill in 14th. Daniel Coxon just behind him. I said 14th, not bad at all here as well. In these leagues, that mid sort of table finish, that top 10 is a hard thing to get into. Some serious pace there. So Tam's doing well. Tam's showing some great pace early on in his ACC PC League career. So he'll only get quicker as well. The more he races with these guys, the more time he puts into it. It's one of those games, ACC, especially on PC. that what you put in, you get out. So it's all about practice. As much as it is normal, you know, normal talent, just ability, but a lot of it is just time put in. So it'll be interesting to see how he fares the more time he gets on here. So currently 14th, Daniel Cox right in behind him. Daniel O'Brien very close to the back of Sebastian Magato, so 18th, 17th, 18th and 19th. Very close here, and Gledel only just in front of them as well. So Salmon Soud looking outside. Daniel O'Brien just taking a slightly shallow line, just slightly defensive, just to avoid putting any ideas in the head of the car behind. Let's go back up front. Let's see how far Kieran Sharp is off the pack. So he's only a few tenths of a second off of those guys up the top. So he'll be pulling away from Brunara. You can see it's 2.6 seconds now between Kieran Sharp and Brunara in third and fourth. Ryan Meanin still all over the back of Elvin Smith. Smith just not been able to get away. These two guys just driving superbly at the moment. So really what Kieran Sharp wants is these two to start fighting for Ryan Meanin to just get a little bit closer and for a battle to break out. You know, just bring a few tenths off of their lap times so that Kieran Sharp can start trying to close in and become part of that fight. But they're driving so very, very well at the moment, so that will be tough. So with Brunara again. Mattia driving really nicely as well. Said on for a top four at the moment, but has Coleman Corkery all over the back of him. Come through the final chicane and then around the final turn to start another lap. Just 5 minutes now until the pit window opens as well. Mandatory pit stop and a mandatory tyre change. No one will need any fuel. So Kieran Sharp 9.3 seconds back from Ryan Meanin, so we'll be interesting to see how he fares on those laps before the pit. You'll have to see how he's doing the next few laps. Corkery looking for a bit of a wide line there, didn't quite work out. Schmid 2 seconds back from these guys as well, so it'll be interesting to see if he can set a good few laps. If that time comes down at all from, what is it, 2.1 seconds at the moment. Adam Stevens just ahead of Joe LaCour now, so LaCour down to 8th, Stevens up in 7th. So I think earlier there might have been an issue between. So it's cars number 4, 111. So that's Hoshar, Manovic, and Brunara. So yeah, something's definitely gone on there. 14 and 25 as well though. Just spotted something here. So like Martin here, and Dean coming back. So a little bit of a touch. Something just innocuous. Hopefully, I think we've just about missed that. Unfortunately, replay system on here is a bit of a pain in the buttocks. Oh well, did try it. Oh, 2 seconds, I will go to him. Yep, Lucas in the race. Unfortunately, yeah, showed good pace in qualifying, but just, yeah, had a bit of a nightmare in the race. Don't know if he's just made a couple of mistakes himself and got caught up in a couple of crashes with others, but yeah, not gone his way, unfortunately. So it's been great to see him back in some OTL League racing. Yeah, not gone his way though tonight, unfortunately. But he has shown good pace in qualifying, so we know he is one of the front runners for sure. So we'll just have to hope he will be able to do a bit better next week. Still got some good pace if that car hasn't got too much damage to try and catch the guys in front of him. So much some of this fighting. So look at this train now happening in the middle. So that is Tam at the front, and he has got a queue following him through. So that is Tam Hamill. Oh, he's got his wide there. Sebastian Magato looking up the inside. Daniel O'Brien had to go wide right there and just lost him some momentum. So Salmon Soud works his way through. So Tam Hamill and Magato going to go too wide, thinking about it. Coming into turn number 1. And Magato will just break a little bit later. Takes that position. It looks like Tam will slot in behind. Salmon Soud and Daniel O'Brien. O'Brien in the Bentley. Look at these, very, very close. We've got Scott Nichols just behind as well. And then I believe Sebastian Boo's just off the rear of this pack. Having a good race so far. really want to know what that team name means, but I'll have to ask him. I'm not going to Google that mid-race, that'd be a bit weird. But yeah, really good fight in this group at the moment. So Magato's got away a little bit. I'm actually saying that. Where's Tam? So Tam, yeah, look at that. So a little bit of a gap already. Sam and Sad looking maybe to go up the inside. Thought better of it though. So Coleman Corker in the pit. So what happened there? Did he have it? So it's like 79 and 117. So that is between himself. So that's 79 Daniel O'Brien, 117. That was a little touch earlier. It was Scott Nichols. So quite what's happened to... See if we go back far enough to find it. No, we didn't. Oh, that's annoying. Oh well. We tried. Now we have to sit here for 30 seconds and watch him in the pit stop. Slightly irritating replay functionality in ACC. That it works like this. And the problem is he's going to have to pit still in that mandatory window as well. So what he needed to do there was just try and hold off as much as possible. And try and get to that pit window. But clearly that was not happening. So he's in the pits, whether that's repairing damage or if he's actually retired. Not sure. That's a shame. So I think we've lost 2 drivers. Not sure who the other driver is we've lost at the moment. No, just the one, I think. So yeah, Semanovic. So just trying to push forward. Got Sebastian De Wolf just in front of him. So Semanovic should be able to fight through the pack a little bit. Just 1 minute to go now until the pit window. So that's why I thought it was a bit odd that Coleman came in when he did. Bit unfortunate really. But clearly he's had an off somewhere. So he was on for some good points though. So that's put up. So Brennan Schmidt up to 4th now. So who else lost out then? So Bernara's down to 8th. So something's happened with him as well. So car number 46. So yeah, it was. So Coleman Corkery. So it's car number 9. It says 46 here. Yeah, it's Coleman Corkery and Brunara. So something's. I think there might have been contact there at some point. Something's happened. Let's go further back. See how some of the runners further back are doing. Dean Cumberbatch at the moment. Daniel O'Brien ahead. Pelicano just in behind. You know, I've got a few reported little incidents coming up on my feed, but sometimes they do come up even if there's just any contact. So it's a bit hard to tell if there are actual full-on crashes or just little touches. I mean, I'm sure a couple of these have been, so I'm sure we will see some reports to go through. So Cumberbatch now in 23rd. Pelicano through. Daniel O'Brien a little bit up the road. So Loic Martin just in front, the Belgian driver, in 20th. He's got a fair bit of road up ahead before they get to the next driver, which is Sebastian Busch. So a few drivers up front have took very early pits right in this mandatory pit window. So Brennan Schmid, Adam Stevens, Jonas Wenzel, all in the pits. We've already got Kovacic and Corkery still in the pits. So I'll be interested to see how they fare. Oh, he's really missed his pit by a fair old margin there as well. As if he made it back. Yeah, he did. Let's just double check. So yeah, let's go back to Elvin Smith, leader of the race. 25 minutes in, 35 to go. And Ryan Meenan not letting him go at all. It'll be interesting to see if those early pits do benefit Brennan Schmid and Stevens and Wenzel. Wouldn't be surprised if a lot of that mid-pack go on a little bit longer. Try and pit near the end of the window rather than nearer the start like those guys did. So still just 3 tenths between these two. Kieran Sharp, 9 seconds up to the road to the next car. Joe LaCour 12 seconds back. So yeah, his pace clear of the guys behind, but not quite enough to catch the guys up front. He'll be hoping for a really good pit. A really good pit window. And he'll be hoping those two make a mistake or push each other a little bit too hard. Joe LaCour in 4th at the moment. Fairly solid run from him. Eric Newman back in 5th, just trying to catch that gap, but it's a little bit bigger at the moment, 3.1 seconds. Andrew Pike and Sedley getting very close. Oh, Sedley decides that's time for his pit stop. Pike carries on though, comes around the final turn. But Sedley is in, makes them It's one of those places as well that you see drivers not make the most use of that in that pit in. You have to give it the full beans. Top 2 are now in the pits as well. They are fully in, already getting their pit stop over and done with. Brunara is in the pits as well, so they're doing what they need to do. 30-second tyre change. Oh, fair play, man. Oh, by the way, hi Frank. I didn't realise that said Frank. I didn't realise that said your name. Evening, Frank. No, fair play, Carmen. You know, it happens. It's all good. If they report it, then head steward will message you and you can say your point. But it's cool. If you're saying that's totally my fault, then that's fair play. You do get people to argue when it's sometimes their fault and they're like, absolutely no chance was that my fault. So, fair enough. It happens. He says it was some great racing. You've been putting some good stuff in still. You had some good pace. So you're clearly going to fight nearer the front in this championship. I'm looking forward to seeing your race, man. But yeah, no, sorry it went that way. Bit unlucky. So now Kieran Sharp, provisional leader. 31 minutes, 20 seconds to go. Top 9 now. No, top 10. Still not to pit. So Smith and Ryan Meenan are coming out in. Let's have a look. So they are back out on track. So they are 12th and 13th. Brunara as well. Provisionally 3rd, but the gap between them two and him is 30 seconds. So that will be where Kieran Sharp is aiming to slot back in. Sharp still putting some good lap times in. 55.6 was his last lap. And now he is still going. So he will be pitting towards the end of the pit window by the looks of things. Well, second half of it for sure. Joe LaCour is in now. Matt Acton as well. Matt Acton coming into the pits. That's Joe LaCour just ahead of him. No, that was another driver. So that is Daniel Coxon. We saw... Oh, no, that's Daniel Coxon coming in there. So who else is coming into the pit? We've got Cumberbatch, the Wolf, David Martin, Hoshar all coming into the pits at the same time. Or Pelicano with a stop-go 30-second penalty as well. But that would have been speeding in the pits, I believe. Always a bummer when that happens. But hey-ho. Got to take it on the chin. It's a mistake. All part of the racing. Oh, there's a big old bump in the pit lane there that he knows about now. Did he hit his pit box? Looks like he might hit it nicely, so that shouldn't lose any time from that.
We are at the halfway mark. So, still a long way to go.
There we go. Halfway through this first round. Got Newman with LaCour. Is that LaCour? So that's Newman, or is that a back marker? Let's see the car number. Can't quite see it. It definitely isn't Joe LaCour. Yes, I think that's a back marker, but he's a good race so far. Those top 3 though still need to pit. Pike, Newman and Sharp. Acton and Coxon still in the pits. Joe LaCour has served his, it would seem. Yeah, he's just come out. So how has he served his pit? So what of Ryan Meenan and Smith? So what's happened there? Ryan Meenan is now down in 13th and he is... So where is Elvin? Elvin is just coming through around the hairpin. Can Ryan Meenan not too far back, but you can see clearly he's lost a lot of time in that pit or something just after they've come out of the pit stops. Car number 22, not been involved in any accidents, so either got caught up in some traffic or has changed his brake. I don't think he's changed his brake pads. That really does take the biscuit when in this game. When that happens, you know about it. So Stu McLeod up into 6th now, but does need to pit still. There's a battered old looking car. So he's been in the wars a little bit. So I do wonder whether we might see a report come in, but yes, we will see. So he comes into the pit now to serve his pit stop. Eric Newman and Pike. 2nd, there we go. And 3rd, yep, still in the pits. Tam's still out. Magato's in the pits as well. McLeod's obviously just come in. There he is. Kieran Sharp. Not fancying the pit stop quite yet, but I think he will come in this lap. It'll be this lap or next. We will be seeing him in very, very shortly. Will be interesting to see where they file back out on track. There's Owen Smith letting a back marker know that he is coming. I'll say back marker. Is that Is that Tam? I think there was Tam up the road, wasn't it? Yeah, so as long as Tam knows that Elvin is about to come up towards the back of him coming up the hill. So Tam doesn't need to jump out of the way. He's not causing him any issues at the moment, as you can see. Tam's a fair bit in front. So won't be causing too much trouble for Elvin. Might be a tiny bit of dirty air, but that's all part of the racing. So he's going to have to be a bit patient. And, the opportunity to be let past will come soon once he gets closer. Little flash of the lights again. So now they're getting very close. This is where Tammy's going to want. See, that's just impatience from. I think that's impatience from Elvin personally. Don't think you can be doing that. You can't just be flashing your lights expecting them to just clear off like they weren't racing. That's on Elvin for me. Should be sitting in behind. Yes, it's poor. Maybe Tam can let him go up the straight. But once he hasn't, don't drive through the back of him. Just let him go. Get around those 2 turns. And then he'll have the opportunity to drive off. So yeah, unfortunate. But yeah, a bit more patience I think. And it wouldn't have caused him any issues there. So Tam into the pits now to make his pit stop. Don't think it caused any damage or anything. I'm pretty sure I don't think they even touched to be honest. But got very close. Closer than either of them would have wanted or needed. So there is Kieran Sharp popping off his jack, and he's leaving the pits now. So he's coming down towards the pit lane. End of the pit lane. You can see Elvin Smith here leaving the pits. Where's Killian Mine-Meanan? So he gets out nice and clear as well. So where's Kieran Sharp? Who joins? So very similar gap to what they were before the pit stops, I think. So he should be in for a solid 3rd position still. Brendan Schmidt coming down the pit straight. Still in 5th. Got Tam in the pit, so he'll pop up to 4th. Joe Decore. Next car in position on track. Adam Stevens right behind him now. This is 4th position. Getting nice and close there. So yeah, I think we're going to have a few bits and bobs to look at after this in the replay. I think a few bits of unnecessary car contact that really, should be avoided. So I might have words with a few afterwards. See what reports are sent in as well. That gets looked at by the stewards panel.
Pit window is now closed.
So everyone has served their pits, it looks like. I think Tam is not. Oh, no, he's. I was going to say I went to click on your name and nothing happens. Oh, that's a bummer, Tam. Oh, that's unlucky, dude. Now, look, you've got some good pace, man. You're going to do alright. You'll be doing okay in this league, I'm sure. Yeah, that's unlucky. The joys of online racing. Still, it happens whatever you're playing, unfortunately. A bit like if you're real life in a car, random failures of bits, mechanical bits. It's unfortunately in the virtual world, it's stuff like that, isn't it? Yeah, that's gutting. Yeah, Loveless happened to in qualifying a few times and then in the race as well, so that's just unfortunate, I'm afraid. Unlucky dude. So Ryan Meanan has got how much? 5.3 seconds to try and close up to Elvin Smith, so Elvin's going to have to Killian Ryan's going to have to find some amazing pace to try and catch up to Elvin. Kieran Sharp, 12.2 seconds. Be interesting to see how quick he is after his pit stop. Now he's out back on the. And you had all right pace. You were on some good points. Honestly, in these leagues, top 15, top 10, top 15 is really quite a decent speed. You've got to be quick to do that. So yeah, don't put yourself down. And you're new to this compared to everyone else in here. Yeah, I appreciate that, Tam. No, but you're newer here than a lot of the drivers in this league. Much more experience in here than you have. So, yeah, you'll only come good. It'll improve. It's gone on board with Brunner. I haven't seen him for a fair while now. Down in 7th. So yeah, I think got caught up in something earlier on. Not quite sure who with, but I think there was some silly bits and bobs happening earlier on that I think we'll be checking out afterwards. Some avoidable stuff happening. Yeah, don't worry. Yes, that was Zach. I did catch that on stream. I was a bit. I won't talk about it on stream too much, but Yeah, I do think a bit more patience there. It could have been either way. You could have let him go up the hill maybe if as he was getting closer, but it sort of closed in quite quickly as you both got to the corner. So yeah, I do think maybe he just needed to let you come out of those two corners and then you could have got out his way. But yeah, there's no need on the car in front, especially even if it's being blue flagged. You don't need to let him go until they're fairly close. It's up to the driver who's being blue flagged if they want to let them go, you know. But yeah, he's sort of closed in on you at the wrong moment there. But hopefully less of the flashy of the lights and all that. And yeah, we'll see. So Brunera trying to fight with Stevens. Joe LaCour, so 5th, 6th and 7th. Having a good battle still. Killian Ryminian has closed that gap a little bit. Let's see from his onboard. Does he have any view? There we go. Oh, he does. So Alvin Smith, yeah, so that's a 5-second gap. So he's brought that down by half a second. Last lap and a half, maybe 2 laps. It's a little bit wide there though, but can bring it back, get on the throttle earlier maybe. Still make good that corner. Sometimes the timing lines can be a bit inconsistent. He is using all the road here. He is trying to push that as hard as possible at the moment. Trying to give that all he's got. You see, trying to use as much of the curves as possible, hopefully that without hitting them too hard and losing tyre pressure. Or just a little lift there. I knew he was going to be off in the kitty litter if he didn't. So it just went easy. Just to make sure he was okay. So he's still going well. It'll be interesting to see the time between them as they both cross the line. It's a bit more representative that, because you know depends what the timing lines are around the track. They aren't always very representative, really. So it was 5.5 seconds, 5.5. Now it's down to 5.2. So yeah, not coming down by that much at the moment. Kieran Sharp just taking the last corner himself. So he's looking on for a fairly reliable and safe podium here. If he can keep it all nice and clean for the last few laps. Brendan Schmid as well on for a good finish, currently in 4th in the Porsche. Then we had this fight with Joe LaCour. You can see there he's got Stevens and Brunara just behind him. Looks like Brunara's got in front of Stevens. Yeah, he has. So he's coming around to a back marker. I believe that might be Cumberbatch. Yeah, so just come up to Dean Cumberbatch to lap. They might be. Oh wait, what they do in their own time. Jeez, Lev, I'm not sure. Why did you say that? I mean, their cars are sticking to the road or they're driving like lunatics? One of the two. Yeah, doing well. So at the moment, Pike in 8th. There he is. So he's got Daniel Sesley just behind him. Were you a driver in the race? You were a driver in this race, or are you saying that from just watching the stream? So yeah, Sesley just behind. Still, again, good drives from both of them so far. 8th and 9th. Stevens, Brunara and LaCour a little bit further up the up the road. Oh yeah, it's a weird comment saying I don't quite get where you're coming from, but always going to have the odd crash in it. You know, it's racing. It's never going to be 100% clean. Always going to have bits and bobs happening. Now, did either of you just get that? Oh right, yeah. The GT4s. Did you just get that explosion thing on the game? Because I got something quiet. Did you guys just get that enormous pop like an explosion noise? Because I know that's a bug that's been in the game for. Yeah, okay. There's a thing that a while back I seen where it makes this really loud explosion noise, and I mean it makes you code brown. I got a quiet one just there, really quiet. I kind of only just heard it. If that had gone off full volume in my ears, I'd have gone deaf. I also would have full on code browned. Sorry for that, if so. Yeah, that's not mine, that's the game. Annoyingly. Pike doing well though. Still holding off Sesley. Sesley going to look for something here. No. Pike takes that inside line, goes down the middle of the road. So it's a bit bumpy over the curbs, so we'll lose a little bit of momentum there out of the first turn. It's gone ball with Brunara, so he's still in that mid-pack. Still got Stevens behind him, Joe Lecor in front. Just about, yeah, sort of similar pace. So yeah, that's Dan Moto, is Daniel Sadgley. You've raced with him in other things before. Andrew Pike being Mr. Fish. You work that one out yourself, I'm sure. Do a lot when there's reasoning like that behind usernames. But yeah, very close between these three, and Brunara's all over the back of Joe Lecor. So he's just going to have to be patient now and just wait for an opportunity, wait for a mistake maybe, or a poor exit from a corner. Is he going to go up the inside into the left-hander? He will. He's going to get his front axle alongside. Just make sure that Joe Lecor has to give him some room. But fair play to Lecor. Fights that one out nicely. Gets back out in front on the exit of the turn. So that's let Adam Stevens though close in a bit further. Get a bit closer than he was before those corners. So these are the furthest forward fighting, I believe. Oh, Brunara. Yeah, he knew he messed that up earlier. Had to take avoiding action, so fair enough. Oh, Sedgley. Not Sedgley. So I'm just seeing the AMG looking like that and thinking it's Sedgley. Adam Stevens. Thought about having a look there. Didn't quite go for it in the end. Oh, that's unfortunate, yeah. That's weird. No, it's weird because, yeah, he's a solid... he knows the rules, bless him. So I'm not sure if he probably didn't have total control of his car, I'd imagine. I reckon he's struggling a bit in that Bentley. I think he probably should have stayed in the Aston, O'Brien. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm sure I'll speak to him afterwards later on. So I'm sure I'll get the lowdown. Brunara still all over the back of Lecor. Just can't get away at the moment. Just can't drop him. So they just want there to be a few cars behind them that would be thinking, oh, I can close in on these guys as they're fighting. But yes, 12 seconds back to the next car, which is Daniel Sedgley. Let's just drop Pike by a little bit now. Pike with Fenzel a little bit further behind him. You see a little bit of a train of cars though. Wenzel. We've got Matt Acton behind. There we go. And then he's got Eric Newman, the American driver, in 12th at the moment. Daniel Coxon not too far back, but you're going to have to hope they're fighting. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, it's you see people, they change cars and it's like they do the race one, they're like, damn it, that was a mistake. I should have just stayed with the one I liked. But I get why people try different cars and whatnot. But I might have just made a mistake, I suppose. But yeah, it was a top 10 finish. I got a podium, might have even got a couple of podiums in season number 3. So yeah, not gone O'Brien play this race, unfortunately. He's down in 20th at the moment. But yeah, just the way the races turn out for you, isn't it, sometimes, Tam? It's why the good races are good. If they were all good, then they wouldn't mean much. But, you know, it means those good races are special. So it looks like Kieran Sharp's dropped back a bit now, 16.5 seconds back from Elvin Smith. Saying that he's 10 back from Ryan Meanan, so I wonder what Elvin Smith did at the pit stop was different, or if he's just got a really good in and out lap. But no, Sharp's still on for a good finish, on for a third. So we've only got just under 14 minutes to go now. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong going for the Aston. I think he did the right choice. For the first time in the league, go for a good stable car like the Aston. I think it's a safe, fairly decent choice, to be honest. So 5.6 seconds, Elvin Smith up off in the distance. Setting some cracking laps as well. 54.876 on his last lap. Very similar to Curly and Ryan Meanan. But those two are in pretty much a zone of their own. No one really getting close to those times at the moment, this far into the race. Kieran Sharp's the best lap, his most recent lap was a 55.4, so you're looking at about 6/10 further back. So Elvin comes through to complete another lap. Killian Ryman just coming around the final corner. Got a couple of back markers to get past. That looks like Scott Nichols. Maybe Martin Legg as well. Kieran Sharp just coming around the final corner himself. So there are our front three at the moment. We've got Brennan Schmid. It's a little bit further back, just coming to the chicane. So that's the gap Kieran Sharp has back to the next car. Yeah, it's a big boy car. That it's a chunky old boy. That Bentley. Yes, certain tracks you put that around Silverstone and it's beastly. You put it around somewhere like Laguna Nasuka, much harder. Much harder. They're very hard to actually get round a track if it's a bit windy. So round here, yeah, I'd imagine it's a bit of a struggle. I mean, you put Elvin Smith or Ryan Meanin in anything, I think they'd be rapid, but not many of us can do that. So that's why they're as quick as they are. So there might be different tracks, different circuits that favour others. I mean, next week we're at Spa, for example. We've got Zandvoort, Monza, Brands Hatch GP, and then Catalunya for the rest of the season. So, yeah, how the Bentley will fare around that league, around that calendar, I'm not sure. But it'll be fun to find out, as it always is. So let's go back to, let's see, Brunare is in 6th at the moment, still fighting with Joe LaCour, still cannot find a way past. At least he's had plenty of close racing today, as Mattia. Hopefully he's enjoyed it as well. Adam Stevens just been dropped a little bit now, 1.2, you can see him there in the back. In the purple and green AMG. So I just need these guys in front to just slow each other down a little bit so that you can hook onto that fight. They've got Daniel Sedgley, so he's got back past in Cumberbatch, I believe that is there. Got Andrew Pike just behind them. Got Jonas Fenzel now in the Lexus, catching back up on him. So these two rounding out the top 10 at the moment. Yeah, some of these cars are a bit more intimidating and less sporty looking in the mirror than others. You look back and it's like, I can't actually see any surroundings, I can just see car. Even though it's miles behind me. So no, Pike on for a really good finish in his first OTL ACC League race. Obviously plenty of times, been with us for ages, done plenty of OTL League races. Is one of the league runners of Xbox Project Cars Leagues as well. Does an amazing job there. Very hugely valued member of the admin team. Cumberbatch gets out of the way of these guys coming through. So it's good driving from him there. Great awareness. Good spot to do it as well, to be honest. Didn't really affect these drivers at all. So well done there, Dean. But no, fairly impressive to go from the Xbox Project Cars Leagues. They've got obviously ACC on consoles as well. Very, very similar, like identical feeling apparently. Oh, the Lexus there taking its own line through the corner. Included a little bit more grass than Pike did. But still, we got round cleaning. It's all that matters. It's good boy of Eric Newman. So he has the number 18 Vantage of Daniel Croxton just in front. Red and black car there. You can see Matt Acton in the background as well. Another purple and green car. Flat out sim colours. So some good fighting still going on throughout the pack. Let's go a little bit further back. Let's find where's Luka Romanovic. Down in 19th at the moment. So he's 19th with Luca Martin just behind. Actually Daniel O'Brien as well. In the big old Bentley. Just 8.5 minutes to go now. Oh, and that was... Who was that? Was that Luca Martin taking the very wide line? So Daniel O'Brien in front of him now. Scott Nichols. Some way back. Martin Legg not far behind him. They're 1.2 behind him. Cumberbatch though. So I don't think he's fighting there. That is Scott Nichols who's up in 22nd. So the driver's now nearer the back. We've had a few issues unfortunately in the race. Got David Martin. So he is fighting with Cumberbatch there. So Cumberbatch behind him fighting for positions 25 and 26. It's just under 8 minutes to go. Let's go back up nearer the front. So let's see, Kieran Sharp. So Ryan Meanin 7.1 seconds, Sharp 15.8 back from Ryan Meanin. So yeah, not quite up to the same pace. Brennan Schmid in 4th. Got another good drive from the Canadian driver. Looking on for some good points tonight. Joe Lecor, as you guessed it, still trying to hold off Mattia Brunera and Adam Stevens. These three inseparable. Just can't get rid of each other. Oh, ask, by all means, ask, see if anyone, you know, just ask in the chat later on, and if anyone's got one, they might be able to pop your way. I'm sure they can help. Even if they can give some a little bit of advice. You look good in it though, Tam. You look solid in it already, dude. So some really solid, consistent driving from all three of these at the moment. 3 different cars as well. Got the Audi, the Lexus, and the Mercedes AMG. Lecor clearly very familiar and very happy in the Audi though. Looks like he has it on rails at the moment. Brunera has been involved with some good fighting so far tonight. And same with Stevens. Seems a little bit more ragged maybe than the two in front. Maybe it's why he's struggling a little bit to just get up to them, just force the issue a little bit. 6.5 minutes to go now. Let's go back to Jonas Wenzel. So he is looking for a way past Andrew Pike. Is Pike going to cover that inside line off? Oh, he didn't. I think Wenzel there decided he wasn't going to make the corner, and I mean, he was right. He didn't make the corner, let's be honest. So I think he's just gone. Yeah, I don't know what's quite happened there. If he's just hit the brakes a bit late, or... Oh, right, yeah, no, that's for... £25 is for all of the tunes for a car, for all of the tracks he's got them for at the moment, though. To be fair, I know the one you mean. It's Coach David Perel, real-life GT3 racer. I'm assuming that's the one you're on about. I know plenty of people who love them and that do wonders for them, and some people who just don't get on as well with them. So it's a difficult one. But no, for that price, you get you get them for all the tracks. To be fair, depends how much time you're going to put into the games. For some people, it's worth it. Fair play. And if people don't want to buy them, they don't buy them. It's like, you know, he's made, you know, I'm sure he's made a decent bit of money from that, and fair play to him. He's a good businessman, is David Perel. Always has been. Fair play to him, though. But yeah, David Perel is he's a real-life GT3 racer. He gets a few other guys to help him with those setups. But yeah, I believe that gives you the whole pack. Probably gives you lifetime updates when they add them, new car, like new tracks or new updates to the setups in. I'd imagine. So yeah, I don't know. Different strokes for different folks, isn't it? It works for some people, not so much for others. Oh, a bit wide there from Stevens. So yeah, Stevens just looking a little bit looser than the other two. So it's just meaning he's struggling to really latch onto that fight. Joe Lecor still holding on as best he can from Brunera. So it'll spread out a little bit, about 3 to 4 tenths between each of them. And it's one of those things. It might be that it might be you buy one, see how you feel with it, and if not, then you buy the rest. Or I know you might be able to get some help from some people in the Discord. Anyways, it might just be a few tweaks here and there on the Aston they can give you advice on. You know, if it feels like it's doing this for you, then change that up or down, or better just change simple little settings. Oh, there's a little one to the gravel there. Simple little settings might make the difference for you. That you might not realise you're running that actually lose you a couple of tenths here or there. So hopefully just some simple stuff you can change, and yeah, get a bit more pace out of it. Let's go back on board with Eric Newman, currently in 12th. He's fighting with Daniel Cox, and it looks like he's just got past as well. So yeah, Cox now down to 12th, Newman up to 11th. Unlikely they'll catch Jonas Wenzel and Pike further up the road. Obviously Wenzel with his large off into the gravel earlier on. So Pike in 9th, looks like he's safe for that position as well. Most of them now fairly spread out, apart from that group of 3 we were watching a minute ago. We've got a good fight further back if we go to Ash Gledel. It's a bit of a train of cars here. So that's Ash Gledel just behind Daniel O'Brien. Got Luka Amanovic and Sebastian Bush here. So that's 17th down to 20th. All nice and close. As snug as a bug in a rug at the moment. With just 3 minutes to go. So only, so what will that be? 2 more laps remaining. Maybe 3, depends how far ahead the leaders are. Daniel O'Brien looking up the inside of Luka Amanovic. Luka having to go wide left. See if we can get the drive off into the next corner. Tiny touch there, but not much you can do. Maybe another one there as well. Daniel O'Brien will just sneak it around the outside. Luka hugging that apex as well he can. Sebastian Bush holding a nice line as well at the front of this pack. Oh yeah, a little tap there. I saw that one coming. It's just a bit unlucky. Looked like there was a little wiggle. Let's get back on board with that. So Daniel O'Brien's who's got back going again, I think. Is Luka Romanovic going? Not quite yet. Let's have a look. So yeah, there's a little touch there. Didn't look like too badly. I think it's just as they're coming out of the corner. I think it's just a slight. I think one of them's got a wiggle on the corner exit. So either Luka Romanovic has got a little wiggle that sent him right. I don't know if we'll see from this angle. Yeah, and it's just sent them round. So I don't know if Daniel O'Brien could have done much about that, unfortunately. Sort of thing will probably be more apparent after replay. He's just got a little hop over that curb. Don't know if that sent him wide. But yeah, I'm sure we'll look at that afterwards. It might be that Romanovic got a hop off the curb and that sent him across. But no, we will see afterwards, I'm for sure. But yeah, poor Romanovic has not had the rub of the green this race at all. So Elvin Smith. 1 minute 50 to go. So one lap after this. We're on the penultimate lap now. 8.6 second lead over Killian Ryan-Millen. So just has that superb pace, and it's pretty hard to live with, especially when he does it for a whole hour. So just has another back marker to get past soon. But as he comes round the final corner to come on to his final lap. That's Martin Hoshaw, I believe. Yeah, he gets out of the way. Does not fancy being part of that. Through you go. That's well done there, Martin. That's all right. It's good stuff. So he comes onto the final lap. Killian Ryan-Millen coming down the home straight to start his final lap. Kieran Sharp. I believe that's a back marker just behind him. So he looks like he's on for another podium. Slightly wide at the last corner, but that car will be feeling a bit more ragged now than it was earlier. Brendan Schmid still on another really solid drive from him. On for a 4th spot. Joe LaCour has pulled away a little bit here from Bulgaria. You can see there. Bernard down in 6th now. Stevens still fairly close, but it looks like Joe LaCour might be on for that 5th position. So it definitely looks like he's pulled a little bit of a gap now. Sedgley, a little bit of a world of his own, can't quite get up to the back of Stevens in that group, but has a good gap back to Pike. Andrew Pike in 9th. Again, he'll be on for a top 10. He'll be happy with that, I'm sure. Is that Wenzel though? Wenzel was caught up very well though. Yeah, Wenzel's really clearly pushing hard here though, because he was off a fair bit earlier. Behind him after that off. Has made great ground. Newman in 11th. Daniel Cox and Matt Acton. Acton's close up to this group nicely as well. We've got McLeod in 14th. Let's go back onto him. So again, I think there's a bit of a zone of his own at the moment. Magato as well was fighting early with Salman Saud and the like, but has got into his own space now. Salman Saud down in 16th. Gledel and the gang still having a good fight. So there's Bush, Gledel, O'Brien. Unfortunately, Romanovic after that crash earlier now dropped back into 21st. So I'm sure, as I said, I'm sure we will be looking at that anyways, and a few others, just to see what happened. No, but still some good battles going on into the final lap. So Elvin Smith, there we go, comes around the final corner, comes down towards the line, and yeah, no one's living with that pace. Superb drive there from Elvin. Well done, takes the win in round number 1. Killian Ryan-Millen, superb drive from him. Just lost a little bit around the pit stop, and couldn't make it work. That's a driver who doesn't fancy doing another lap. That takes 2nd position. Well done to you, Killian. Well done. Kieran Sharp comes around the final corner, just behind Scott Nichols, I believe, there. And Kieran will take a really well-earned podium. Superb drive there. Well done, Kieran. Get some good points to start his championship. Brennan Schmid, again, another solid drive, good pace. Can't quite live with those guys up front, but I'm sure that will come. But he's cleared away ahead of the group behind, so he'll take 4th spot. Well done to you, Brennan. Superb drive. Let's go on board with Joe LaCour, and I think he's kept these guys behind him, so that's a superb effort. You do have to say, that train of cars lasted for lap upon lap upon lap there, and I think they've probably all really enjoyed that. So well done there to Joe LaCour, Brunara and Adam Stevens. Superb fighting between all 3 of you. Brunara getting 6th, Stevens in 7th. Sedgley just coming down towards the line now. He'll take 8th spot. Another good finish for him, some decent points. Andrew Pike will take 9th. Good finish from him, top 10. He'll be pretty happy with that. Jonas Wenzel nearly getting him on the last lap, but yeah, 8 tenths in the end between them 2 of them. So he gets the top 10. He's taken 10th spot. Eric Newman, Matt Acton, Daniel Coxon and McLeod. So very, very close. Coming over the line from 11th down to 14th. Magato. Yeah, actually one of the few drivers still to finish. A lot of the others have already been lapped, so they are done. So Magato in 15th. Salman Saud will be 16th. We've got Bush took 17th. Just ahead of Daniel O'Brien. Amanovic took 19th. Scott Nichols in 20th. And I think we are basically done. I think, yeah, so we are. So yeah, Scott Nicholls took 20th. Martin Legg up to 21st, worked up a couple more positions. Slightly scraped looking car, but he got round nonetheless. Let's just quickly save the replay. Just want that for later. Lovely little replay that started everyone popping up on their haunches. But yeah, Martin Legg took 20. I think he took 21st. It's now 20th on there, so I think people probably left the lobby by now. But no, solid drive from them. Let's look at the timetable. So yes, this will be a bit more representative. So people leave after they finish, which is a bit irritating. There can be time to read out, would be nice. But a good drive from them. So Elvin Smith with the win. Finishes by clear 9 seconds on the dot as well. Very nice. Killian Ryman taking second. Kieran Sharp 25 seconds back, but a solid third. They're the podium finishers for tonight. Brendan Schmid in fourth. Joe LaCour in fifth, just ahead of Brunara and Stevens in 6th and 7th. Daniel Sedgley in 8th. Andrew Pike in 9th. Jonas Fenzel in 10th. You can see I think everyone up to 17th was lapped, so top 16 on the lead lap. We had Newman in 11th. Faxon took 12th, ahead of Daniel Cox and Stu McLeod in 14th. Magato 15th. Salmon Soud in 16th. Sebastian Bush in 17th. Good finish from him in the Nismo. Ash Gledel in 18th. Daniel O'Brien in 19th. Luca Martin in 20th. We had Luca Amanovic in 21st. We had Scott Nicholls 22nd, just ahead of Martin Legg 23rd. Sebastian DeWolf 24th. David Martin in 25th. Anthony Pellicano in 26th. Dean Cumberbatch finished 27th. Martin Hoshar in 28th. We have Jovan Kovacic in 29th and Tam Hamill. It's in there. Obviously, his game crash was a bit of a bummer, finishing down in 30th as a DNF, unfortunately. With a few drivers not finishing, but 29 making it to the end. I know, well, hey ho. Not much you can do about it, to be honest, is there? So it is what it is. But decent driving from a lot of those. Well, there's clearly some incidents we're going to have to be looking at afterwards. Definitely saw a few bits and bobs all popping up on my screen. So yeah, might be a few penalties being handed out, as there always will be, unfortunately, as is the way when the racing is close and tight like that. Yeah, absolutely, Tam. Looking forward to seeing how you can get on next week. So next week, round number 2, is at Spa-Francorchamps, so the classic Spa circuit in Belgium. Going to be fascinating to see how these cars fare around there. You might see different strengths for different cars, different tracks. So it's one of the best things about ACC. You don't just get one car that's just quick everywhere. The quickest car everywhere, it does change depending on track. So yeah, that should be fun to see. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed tonight's racing. Hopefully you did too. As I said, Elvin Smith there, Mr. THR Wolf. Pretty dominant though. Killian Ryman and doing his best to live with him, but just couldn't quite. I don't know where he lost the time around the pit stop. But once he came out about 5 seconds down, he was not going to be making it up, unfortunately. Yeah, and Elvin drove into the distance. But no, superb driving from those two. And Kieran Sharp as well on the podium once again. So some good points going to all of them drivers. Actually, let's see, while I'm here, let's see if we can find out. So I'm not sure if the classes are coming up correctly there, so I won't worry about that yet. I'm not sure if Brunara's been classed as AM. If he's classed as AM, he won't be for the next race. We did that last season. If anyone's clearly a different class to what we thought they might be, then we change it. I think Mattia's clearly a pro. Very clearly quick. So yeah, he will be in the pro. So Pike as well might be. So there might be a little bit of play on these classes to realign them. A bit hard to class everyone in the right category. But we do our best. Yeah, cheers, Tam. Really appreciate it. Unlucky on it not going quite your way this evening. Better luck next week, though. I'm sure you'll go okay. So yeah, hope you enjoyed tonight. Hope you all enjoyed the racing, close racing we got to see. So as I said, next week we are at Spa, the classic Spa circuit for round number 2. So that should be good fun. That is on August the 2nd at the same time of 8 PM BST. I'll be back with you on Tuesday in the Clio Cup on Xbox One Project Cars 2. That is at round number 2 and it's at Silverstone National. It's a very small circuit. Should be some really close racing in that for our usual 3 race format. So do join us then. We have another night of GT4 racing next Thursday. So you again join me there. That should be good fun. Next Friday, Race Room, the Formula 3 League is at the penultimate round of the Red Bull Ring GP. So again, join me there. That should be a good watch as well. Something very different. And then next week, back on ACC on PCC ACC on PC at Spa for round number 2 of season number 4. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. Oh, shut it, crew chief. Anyways, yeah, cheers everyone for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the racing that we got to see tonight. So as I said, I'll catch you again on Tuesday. But until then, I hope you have a wonderful Sunday evening. Hope you have a good Monday. And yeah, hopefully I'll catch you on Tuesday. So take care, stay safe, and I will see you all soon. Ciao for now.